Hello and how are you? My name is Mahinu Mubarak and I welcome you to our 11th lecture of Mastering Flutter User Interface series. In this lecture, we are going to proceed from where we stopped in the previous lecture, and we're going to resume with our dialog boxes, and we see how we can creatively use dialog boxes in our mobile applications. So we're going to see how we can create custom dialog boxes and different ways of how we can implement it in our mobile applications. As you know, we always do 40 minutes, so I'll start our counter and then we jump straight into our today's business. So if this is your very first video, I recommend you to watch the previous videos in this series. And if you don't want to just need this particular topic, then what you should do, you'll have to download the Scratch project that comes with basic things such as packages and assets. And that link to that Scratch project, it's in the description of this video. So go ahead and download it, and then or clone it, and then put it on your phone. Put it on your computer, and then after putting it on your computer, run it. So when you run it, it will come with it will put assets, packages that you're going to use in this system, in this practice, in your project, and then the remaining things you just take it from there. So that's what you'll have to do to get started with these lectures. So with that much said, let's go straight into today's business, and we look at what you're going to do today. We're going to see how we can create. We are going to resume with today's topic. So we're going to see how we can make custom dialog boxes such as this one. Assume that you want to create a pop-up where you can collect the data from the user. So how can you create such a custom dialog box that can come on top of the current page, and you're able to do anything that you want using that dialog box? So that's what you're going to see how you can do such kind of a thing today. We're going to see how you can do a dialog box like this one, where you have a fully user interface customized within it. Okay, we're also going to see how you can do dialog box like this one. Okay, like this one, where you can collect maybe a post where someone can write something like this in the dialog box, and so many things. So if time is enough, we're going to see how you can do a lot of things, or how you can implement dialog boxes in different ways. So without wasting much time, let's go ahead and start our project. So this is a project that we always use to do what? To practice. If you still remember, this is the dialog box that we created yesterday, or in the previous lectures. Okay, so right now we're going to now take it from there, and we go ahead and do this custom dialog box, this kind of a dialog box. So let's go ahead and start with this machine. So the first thing that we're going to do right now, we're going to create a screen, or that we're going to put that we're going to implement the custom dialog boxes. So this is our section, the code where we're putting the data about the dialog box. So I'll go ahead and create another empty screen that I'm going to call dialog underscore custom dot. So that's where we're going to put our custom our custom screen. So let's go ahead and say stateful widget and press enter, and then put custom dialog custom, maybe you can put screen, and then go ahead and import these things. All right, this is having an issue, the word is not correct. Dialog. Okay, so that's our simple screen. I believe everyone at this level, they can do such a thing. So after creating that screen, we're going to add this screen to here, to our main route, so that someone when they click on the custom dialog screen, they should be able to be taken to this screen. So let's go ahead and go to our menu route. Okay, and then go to where there is where there is dialog basics. So we're going to just duplicate this one and call it custom dialog, or dialog custom, the one that you can customize, and then you put there custom dialog, and then I import the dialog. So after doing like this, now we should be able to click here and you're taken to the what? To this empty screen. She just has a placeholder, and to the place we're going to implement our what? Our custom dialog. So let me go ahead and click on the what? On the empty screen. So to save time, I've already created this code, so I'm just going to open it, and then I'll be copying, and I paste, and I explain everything step by step. Okay, so it's dialog custom, which is this one. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to begin, of course, we're going to begin by adding there what? A scaffold. So we'll come here and remove placeholder and put what? And put scaffold. Also remove this constant. So after doing like that, we should have such kind of a what? Of a white screen. So the next thing that we're going to do, we're going to add this app bar. This app bar. So I'll go ahead and import that app bar. Okay. You can create your own custom app bar if you want to. Alright, so then you have our app bar there. So after putting the app bar, now the next thing that we're going to do, we're now going to put the what? The body. So the body is going to be a container, okay, like this one. Okay, after putting the container, this container we're going to leave it to give it an alignment of center. Okay, let me first. This thing is interesting, yeah. This copilot thing. It has already done for us everything that we need. Hey, Copilot, let me first disable Copilot. It is predicting things that I want to do, so I'll end up not doing anything for you. Alright, let me remove Copilot. Alright, so we are here. Then after we're going to do what? To put the child, this center, we're going to put here a child of a button that we want to click, and then it does what? It shows the dialogue. So I just copy this button and then come and put here as a child. Let me remove everything that can confuse you. So I believe everyone can create an elevated button that is having this style. Okay, elevated button dot style, and then you put this style that you can see here on your screen. Okay, now we're going to have just a button that is having the word show dialogue in the center. Okay, so at this level you should be able to do something like that. So this is just a simple button. Now we want, when you click here, it should show the custom dialogue, or the dialogue that has our own content in it. Okay, so I'll put the on press listener, which you can see here, that will be called when someone clicks on what? When someone clicks on that button. So now let's go ahead and write a function that is going to be responsible for showing that custom button. Custom dialogue. So it's going to be just a builder. Just say show dialogue, and then put context, and then put pass the context. Then you say the builder, and then you open this bracket and put underscore in between, and then you point at custom dialogue. So this custom dialogue is now the content that you wanted to show in that customized dialogue. So it's going to be just a widget that we're going to show inside there. So this is how you write to show a custom dialogue. So let's go ahead and do now this function that is going to be responsible for doing what? For returning the custom dialogue. So first of all, it's going to be a class. So just copy it and then come and make it a what? A class. Okay, that is going to extend stateful widget. So you can simply say class, and then you say custom dialog, so it is totally outside. Okay, and then we can just simply say stateful like this, and then put custom dialog like that. All right, so I hope you're together there. Let me repeat. Come outside your class and just say stateful widget. So just paste there the word custom dialog, this one here. then we'll have just a stateful widget, meaning that you can as well put your screen or any kind of screen in form of what? In form of custom dialog. And you do everything there as if you're in what? On a full screen. So if I do it like that, so you see it's just a stateful widget, and then it is having what? A state, and then this state is just having a state, a placeholder. So if I click there, you see it is showing, but with a what? With a placeholder in it. You get it? So now inside there is where we're going to put now the content. So after creating a stateful widget, this one here with its state, so you are going to return what we call a dialog instead of a placeholder. So go ahead and return here dialog. All right. Okay, so inside this dialog, it's where we're going to put what we want to show there. So you can even put the scroll view where someone can even be able to scroll. So go ahead and put a child and then put scroll view, and then this scroll view will take child. Of course, it's going to be a what? A column. A column. So I can just make this scroll view to be scroll direction vertical, and then I put inside here a column inside this scroll view. So you can see it is just like kind of an external screen that you're putting in on top of what? Of another screen. And inside here you can do almost everything that you do what? That you want. So I can pass here children, and then come here and pass here text like this. Okay, so I just want to show you what you can possibly do. So here the difference is, instead of returning a scaffold, you're returning what? You're returning a dialog. So when I click open, you'll see that I have my text there. So, but the whole point is we are having like a full scaffold, I mean a full screen or a full UI where we can perform almost everything that we need using what? Using the on top of another screen in form of what? In the form of a dialog. All right, so after doing that, so let's go ahead and proceed with what we're doing. Okay, so after putting the column, so we're going to pass material, and then this material is going to have a what? This kind of a scaffold is the purpose of that material. Okay, so let's go ahead and pass this material widget. Okay, and then after passing material widget, we can give it what? We can give it now a color of primary. So give it color of primary. So you import this color. Then after putting the color of primary, the next thing we're going to pass, we're going to give it now the content or the child. So just simply say it has the child, and then the child is going to be what? A container. So we're designing our custom dialog. Okay, so after doing that, then we go ahead and give this container some height. Right now we're trying to do this thing on top here. Okay, give the container a height of 50, and then we'll have such kind of thing. Then after, we go and put a row inside that container. So just come here and give child and give a row, and then inside there we're going to give children. And the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put here a closing what? A closing button. So on the first, to put the icon button, that's going to be a closing button. Okay, so it is icon button, and then of context, then you put the icon, which is going to be close, and then the color of icon is white in this row, and then you put on press. So when you press, you just say context of whatever context, and then you say pop. So it will fall back and then close the what? The dialog. Okay, so let's okay, so after doing that, the next thing you can put now the text. Okay, and then you make that text to have white color, sorry, next to this closing icon. Okay, then you say they should have a white color, something like that. So you'll see you're having your custom dialog on top of another screen, and it's having these features, and someone can click there and it closes. All right, so after doing that, you're going to put here maybe like something maybe save. Okay, we're going to put that button of save. So to put the button of save, it's going to be an inkwell that's going to have a splash, and then it's going to have splash, and then a container which is going to have a text of what save. Okay, and then remember to put spacer between here. So if I put it there, it's going to be next here, the word save. You see it? So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put a spacer so it can spread them. Okay, like this. So by doing like that, you have such a beautiful UI. Alright, so after doing that, the next thing now we're going to add the content inside here. So this can be anything that you want. It can be a form, it can be anything that you want. But the whole point is you're able to customize your own dialogue and put any content that you want. Okay, so you can think creatively and start putting content there. So I'm just going to come here after my column here. So you can see how Flutter is powerful. So after the column here, and then I start putting there the content that I want. You see? So this is just a list style that has a title of this, and then a trailing of an icon that is white. So you can see that. Hope you can see that. Okay? Hope you can see that. So go ahead and do that. I can even go ahead and put your own content that you want in that dialogue. Okay, so this dialogue, it means that you will not close the previous screen. You just let the user to use the current screen to do any kind of operation that they want to do on top of another screen, and that is it improves the user experience. Okay, so we proceed. We can go there and add a container. So I'm going to just add this container and then explain things that are there. Can decide. I'm going to explain, but the main point is, like, I've shown you how you can customize a dialog box. So it will be up to you to see what you want to put there. So that's the main point, and I think I've covered it. So inside here, I've just put a container that is having padding of this one, and then I put a column, okay, inside that container, and I make that the item in the column to always be on start. Then after I do what? Okay, after I put a text, okay, that is going to be having the word London here, and then after doing that, I go ahead and put event name, you see, so someone can be able to type in here. Okay, and then here you put, and then someone maybe select a date, select what, and then they do what. You see, it can even scroll, and then you click save, and then you can do some action back here. So I hope you can see that. So you can pause the video and see how I've done this one, but the whole point is I've shown you how you can do what, how you can be able to customize your own dialog box and put anything that you want. That's the whole main point. So I hope you've understood how we can achieve that. Okay, how we can achieve that. I hope you've understood. All right, so just go ahead and try it out. Okay, so I'll mark this custom dialog as what? As done. So we're going to do also another thing. We're going to see, so I've learned how custom dialog can be done. Okay, let's see how we can do such a beautiful dialog, a dialog like this one. So it's going to be almost the same, but the difference is it's going to be the UI. Okay, the difference is going to be the UI. But here, another point is we are able to communicate. You see, a dialog can be able to do what? To communicate to another dialog. All right, so let's go ahead and do this one. Let's go ahead and do this one. So this one, we call it custom information dialog box. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So I'll come to our screen. I'm just going to duplicate this current dialog, and we're going just to modify it to suit something like this. Okay, So let's go to our screen, and then we are going to call this one custom info dialog box, or dialog custom information. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'll come to this screen that we just created right now. I copy it and I paste it. Okay, so inside here I'm going to call this one dialog custom, and then I put info. Then after putting like that, I come and change the name of the class. So I'll just select this one and then press Ctrl F and press Alt and Enter. And then I come and change this one dialog custom info screen, or information screen. Then after, I just come and change this title to custom information dialog. Okay, so after doing this, then we're going to add it on what? On the main screen, so that when someone clicks there, they should be taken to this second screen that we just created right now, this one with custom info. So let's go ahead and do that. So we'll come here to our main screen, which is this one. So I'll come to the main route, which is this one, and just I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to duplicate it, and then call this one custom info screen, and then I press Alt and Enter, and then I just add the other word, maybe information, something like this. So when I save, okay, when I save and someone clicks here, they are taken to this custom information dialog. So we're just going to remove this content and do another content like this one. Okay, so let's go and see. So we've put custom info, and then you put here show dialog, where there is a show dialog, this one here. So it is just the same, like what we did the other one, but the only thing here, we're going to change the user interface. So we're going to begin from here. So I'm going to come here to custom dialog info, and then come here to show dialog, and then come to this guy, and then I'm going to remove the content inside this dialog. Okay, so we're going to put the data here. So that's the beauty. You can also create these things only one time and just keep on reusing them in your different projects. You see, so this is where we're going to put the content. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to first of all pass the background and make it transparent. So we'll just come here to this dialog and give the background and make it transparent. Okay, so when someone clicks there, background is transparent of this content. So after doing that, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to give the container and give the height of 150. Okay, so this container is going to have a limited height of 150. So just simply come here and put child and make it container and give it a height of 150. So after doing that, the next thing that we're going to do, we're going to give a card inside that container. So come this container and give the child of a card. So after doing that, we are going to go ahead and give the shape of this card. Okay, so let's go ahead and give the shape of that card as rounded rectangle border with a circular rounded of 4. So after giving the shape of the card, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to give the background of the color of that card will be white. Of course, it's already white. All right, so the next thing we're going to do, we're going to give the clip behavior of a silver. Okay, so after doing that, then the next thing to do, I'm going to put there a wrap. So go ahead and put there a wrap. So that's the child of this card, it's going to be wrap, and this one's going to take children. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and start putting the content inside there. So the first thing I'm going to put, the first child is going to be container that's going to have padding of 20 from all. So I'm going to put the first child, which is going to be container that has padding of 20 all sides. All right, so after doing that, since we have specified our width, so you can come and give the width of infinity. Give the width infinity and the color to be light green with 400. So by doing like that, we'll have that kind of of background color. Then after doing that, we're going to give a column in that card. So I can put here child and put column, and then after give it children. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and give it some content of height to make some padding on top side. Okay, and then after we're going to go ahead and give an icon of this check. Okay, so you see we'll have that kind of, so you can use this one maybe to show someone's account has been verified, or maybe a transaction has been completed successfully, something like this, or when you have something to show to the user and you want to pop it up. Okay, so after putting that icon, I'm going to give another spacing of this, and then after we're going to put text of account confirmed. So come here, put text of style 50, import the text title, my text title. So this was already in the thing that I gave you, and then give it a color of 50. So account confirmed, so you can see the word is there. All right, so after doing that, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to give it a height of what, of 50, so I mean of 20, so this word cannot collapse. It shouldn't collapse to what, with a border. All right, so after doing that, so designing this, so after doing that, now we're going to go ahead and create another container that is going to put this information. So let's go ahead and put a container. So this container is going to be outside this column. It's going to be now inside the wrap here. So it's going to have width of infinity, since the width already specified it. Okay, and then it's going to have a column inside it. So the child of this content is going to be what, a column, and it's going to have children. So this column is going to have our communication there. Let me reload again. This set is limiting us. Yeah, that height was limiting us. All right. So I hope you can see up to that level, members. Okay. So after putting the short message there, we can go ahead and add more information in that column. It's going to be, after putting the information here, so we're going to put now a spacer of 10, and then we're going to put an elevated button, this one here. So this button can look like too much code, but it's not too much code. You can as well create it. So an elevated button, and then put here my toast.show, and then it will be passing this information. So you see, so you can pause and look at this button. It's just nothing but just a simple button. So someone can click on get started and then toast to get started. So you see how you can do such a beautiful a beautiful UI. This was supposed to be with faith. Yeah. So members, you can see how you can do such a nice thing within just a few minutes. Okay, and then you can use this one maybe to show anything that something is confirmed. You can use it to show it a warning. You can use it to show it success. You can use it to communicate to the user effectively, because when it pops up, it means that the user will have to do some action on it. All right, so that is how you can create your custom dialogues. So the whole point here, you can put any content inside this dialogue. Okay. All right, so let's do another dialogue. There are so many that I had prepared for you. Let's do this is the one that is interesting. This one, terms. So you can do something like this. It's nothing but a dialogue which you can put the terms inside there. So we're going to do this one of terms because it looks unique, and then we're going also to do this one of achievement. It is just like the one we've just done right now. So you can give yourself a challenge and see if you can do such a dialogue. Okay. So pause the video and challenge yourself. Do a dialogue like this one. Pause the video, challenge yourself, do a dialogue like this one. Pause the video, challenge yourself, do dialogue like this one. Pause the video, challenge yourself, do a dialogue like this one. So those are, we've already done them, kind of custom dialogue, and then you put there any content. Pause the video and do a dialogue like this one. All right, I think we're going to do one like this, and then you'll do the rest. A dialogue like this one, a dialogue like this one. All right, let us do this one, and then also we do the dialogue for terms, and then the rest I'll just show them to you, and then you try them by your own. Okay, so you have to try by your own. All right, so let's go ahead and do this one. This one of a designer. All right, so I'm just going to use this very screen, this very one, and it's the one that I'm going to modify to do this designer dialog box. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll come here to this screen that we just created, and then I duplicate it, and then say designer. Okay, dialog designer, and then we're going to change this one to dialog designer, something like that. All right, so let's go ahead and put it and change the class name. Select the whole class name, press Ctrl F, Alt and Enter, and then go ahead and change dialog designer screen or custom dialog designer, something like that. All right. Okay, so this one. Okay, so let's go ahead and add it on our home page, so that when someone clicks there, they are taking that designer custom dialog. So I'll come to our main route here, and then duplicate the very first one, and then come here and call it designer, import dialog designer or designer dialog. Right, so now when you click here, I should be able to show you. So let's go ahead and modify the designer dialog. So everything is going to be the same, only that we're going to remove this content inside this dialog and put another content that is totally different. So I'll just come here and remove all the content. I believe everyone can do up to this level. And then inside this content, we're going to put the designer content or the dialog that I've seen. Okay, so everyone should be able to reach this level. So this is what we're going to do right now. This dialog of header, and we're going to do this one of header, and the achievement. Such an achievement, where do I put it? Current contact us, yeah, in contactor. So dialog contact, right? So contact dialog. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this beautiful dialog. Okay, so the first thing, so have up to what? Up to show. So we are going to begin immediately from here. Okay, so we're going to begin by returning what? A transparent background. Return transparent background. So let me show it and then I'll be updating. So transparent background. After returning transparent background, we're going to give it a container. So go ahead and give it what? Container. Okay, then after giving it a container, you're going to give it a width of 310. Give it a width of what? Of 310. Alright, so after giving it a 310, go ahead and give it a card inside. So this child of this container, make it a what? Make it a card. So after making it a card, okay, go ahead and give a rounded rectangle border as the shape of this card. Okay, as the shape of this card. So go ahead and give this card a shape of that. Alright, but you can leave it, just an optional thing. Give the background color of the card to be white. Okay, so you can make it what? You can make it white. Alright, so after making it white, give the clip design, the clip behavior to be this one. Okay, so after giving it a clip designer to be that one that you can see there, the next thing that we're going to do, we're going to okay, so we are designing this and electricity disturbed, so we are putting this one here. Okay, so after we're going to put a wrap. Wrap works like kind of a column, and then so come here and give a child to be wrap, and then after we give alignment of the wrap to be center, and then we give it children, and then we go ahead and create this first button. So let me show you. This button is just going to be alignment right. It's going to be a container which has an alignment right, and then it has some padding of 5 in all edges, and then it has a child of icon button. Okay, and then you give this icon, and then we say when someone clicks on this icon, on this button, it should pop. Okay, so by doing like that, we'll have something like this. You see, something like this. Beautiful. All right, so after doing that, next to this container, we are going to put a divider. Okay, let's go ahead and put divider there. Okay, then we'll have a divider there. Then after, I'm going to put a height of 10. So height of 10. After doing that, then we'll have something beautiful like that one. Okay, a height of 40. So after doing that, then we're going to go ahead and put a container in there. All right, so go ahead and put a container, and then after putting container, we're going to give padding and width. Okay, padding and width. Okay, then after doing that, we're going to go ahead and create a column inside that container as the child of that container, and then we're going to give it children. So the first child is going to be this, what you call, so we say alignment start of this container. So the first child of this container is going to be circle avatar, and we're going to give it what? A background of asset image of photo number 6, photo mail number 6. Then we'll have something like that. Okay, something like that. You see, it's beautiful. So after doing that, the next thing to it, you are going to give it a height of 10, so it can be spaced. And then after giving a height of 10, let's go ahead and give now the text of this one column. So text of that, then you give it a marks in of So that is what we've done. Then after, I hope you can see, then after doing that, we're going to go ahead and give it the description of this person, which is a photographer. We can call him a designer. Then you see, product designer. That's why I call this one designer. Then after doing that, we're going to give it a height of 35. Height of 35. Okay, then after doing that, we're going to give it now the content of that. So I can give it now here, some Lorem Ipsum. Good. So you see, that's beautiful. So after doing that, we are going to go ahead and put now a height of 35. Height of 35, and then we'll have something like this. All right, then lastly, you go ahead and give it now this bottom thing. Let's go ahead and design it together. It's going to be a container that's going to have child of what? Of column. Okay, column. And then this container, we're going to give it background color of blue. And then with the parameter of 900. So right now we're trying to design this bottom thing. Then we go ahead and put the first child of that column inside there. It's going to be text that's going to be centered. All right, so go ahead and give children, and then we're going to call this one text and centered. Contact us on social media, and then do like this. Make this it have a gray color of 20. Then after doing that, we're going to give it 40. Okay, height of 40, so it can be spaced from the next thing. Then after doing that, the next thing we're going to give it a row, so you can have these icons of social media. Let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to give it a row. We're going to have children. So the first thing is going to take a Twitter icon. A Twitter icon is already in that scratch folder that I gave you. That's a Twitter icon. So we put here the row should be centered. So come and put these parameters on this row. Okay, so they can be centered. So you have our Twitter icon. Then after we go ahead and give I will create also some space between them, 25, and then you put the next icon. Okay, so the next icon is going to be a Facebook icon. Okay, something like that. And then the next icon is going to be Instagram icon, following the space of 25, something like this. Alright, so after doing that, then you come on the further end in the bottom, in that wrap, in the bottom, in the column, in the bottom here. So we go ahead and give it height of, next to the row, go ahead and give it a height of 10 or 5, and then you'll have something like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get padding. This container, we get some padding. This container, which is having blue, we give some padding of 15. Alright, so what is limiting our container from touching the edges? Let us see. I think it is this one. So you have to remove it here, and you put it in the wrap, I think, here. Yep, so we'll have something beautiful like that one. So you can be creative and think of how you can make something even much more better than this. Alright, so go ahead and challenge yourself and do this one. Challenge yourself and do this dialogue. Challenge yourself, this one will finish. Challenge yourself and do this one with a dark background, okay, and that kind of green. And challenge yourself and do this one, okay, with this kind of icon. So you give yourself a challenge and also do this kind of this kind of dialogue. Okay, challenge yourself and do this one, the review dialogue. Didn't we do this one yesterday? Challenge yourself and do this one. So all those that have told you to challenge yourself, please don't undermine yourself. Just give yourself a challenge, as I've said, and do this kind of this kind of dialogues. Okay, this one of a post, you can as well do it. Okay, so that's it for dialogue. I've just shown you the main concept, which is being able to customize the dialogue and put there your own content. So the rest, you can be creative and see how you can make use of those dialogues. Let's go. You can also do something like this. So you just pause the video and then try those things by your own. So when you try, it's when you get enough experience about it. All right, let's go ahead and have a short break of 5 minutes or 4 minutes. So 20 past 5, 20 past 3, we should be resuming the next session. Immediately at 20 past 3, we should be resuming the next session. And make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel, so when I post other videos, you get the notification. All right, we meet in the next session after 4 minutes.